So why Girl Talk? I shared on Saturday that all of us, every single person, every single woman in this room, we all have 3 callings. How many callings? 3, exactly. 3 callings that we share. No one is dismissed from this calling. Everyone is included. In fact, this calling is important. These 3 callings are important to fulfilling your God-given purpose here as a woman. The first one is a personal calling, which we talked about the fact that women were made to glorify God in ways that men were not. So we need to be able to walk and know what biblical womanhood is in our own personal relationship with God so that we bring him glory in every way that he has asked us to shine as women. And this is totally, as we talked about on Saturday, so contrary to the culture in which we live today, which makes it even more important because it's attractive. Biblical womanhood is attractive and exciting when you really understand it and when you really sense God's plan in it. So that personal calling where we're bringing glory into God as a woman in our own life, because as was said so well on Saturday, some very wonderful young women that were up here, we can't pass this along unless we understand it and are living it out in our own lives. So the corporate calling, the personal calling, in that way, we are filled with the Lord, we're filled with his word, we're filled with his truth of walking in biblical womanhood, and then our corporate role calls us in Titus 2:3-5 to be those women that are teaching it, right? That are passing it along to the next generation. And boy, does the next generation need that today. We went into that in quite great depth on Saturday. And ladies, Titus 2:3-5, about teaching the younger women and being teachers of good things. This is your calling. As we age as women, we blossom into this Titus 2 woman. That is the goal. That is the goal, because guess what? This role was not passed along to men. It was passed along to the older women to help the younger woman, to love the younger woman in whatever season of life, to embrace her, invest in her, that she might then do far greater things for Christ than you and I ever did. And our third calling is the call to evangelism, which I noticed is the most serious because we are hiding out. We are hiding out from women of the world, and we can't do that. We have to be out in the world. We have to be able to engage the lesbian woman. We have to be able to engage the prostitute. We need to be able to engage the woman who has been lied to about how feminism is so great and is suffering from the consequences of that belief. And if we don't know how to have the conversations, we're never going to reach out to someone with the love of Christ. And we need to be prepared. We need to embrace biblical womanhood so that we are contagious to the people around us and able to wield our swords, as I said, not just these pat verses. We need to be able to go through the full counsel of God and share with women what this great thing is that God has for them. We need to be excited about it, passionate about it. And if we're not, then guess what? No one else will be either. But right now, I think with the changing culture and changing so quickly, the church has been caught off guard. And she just is like, whoa. Or she's on Facebook making judgment calls that are just turning more and more people away from the church. So the personal, the corporate, and the call to evangelism is so vital, so vital. So those are our 3 callings, girls, and that's what Girl Talk is all about, so that you are confident, ready, prepared, and equipped to fulfill all 3 calls as we go through this study.